you feel like you're not enough. That no matter how much you do, it's just never enough for anyone. Maybe you even find yourself having the thought of, how could anyone care about you? How could anyone see you as important? Because you just barely do anything. You don't do enough. When I was younger, I played the role of counsellor for my friends' groups. It kind of just happened. It wasn't planned. Just a role I kind of felt myself fit into. So I would later, trust me, find out just how much of a burnout that can be unless you know where your limits are and you give yourself enough time and, oh boy. But I was a person that everyone would come to for help. Nothing too serious though, because we were all teenagers, it's mostly petty drama. And there was this one time where, for some reason, I wasn't able to help someone. I think they tried to turn to me and I wasn't available. I either missed a phone call or I was asleep for 13 hours. God knows. And for some reason, when that happened, I felt and thought that I wasn't the same. That I wasn't needed anymore. That I wasn't important to them as much as I used to be. Didn't have the same value. I put a lot of importance on my worth on helping people, as if that was the only reason anyone cared about me. So I've felt the same way you are right now. Obviously, this is just one side of it. There's too much to go into. But yeah. I am older now. I mean, I'd like to consider myself a bit young, trust me. I wish. But for all the self-worth issues that I've dealt with throughout my life, there was one thing that I found out that actually helped tremendously. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. It's nothing super difficult either. Just requires you to do one thing. And we have to start off with, firstly, I want you to think about someone special. Someone you feel close to. Someone you feel a connection with. Someone who comes to your mind the minute I say the most important person in your life. The most significant. Someone you see a lot of value in. Someone who's really close to your heart. Has a special place in there. And I want you to do something very unusual. I want you to ask yourself, why? Why do you care about them so much? Why are they so important to you? Why do you value them so much? Love them, whatever it is, just why? It sounds ridiculous, right? Hard to even fit that in a sentence, I'm guessing. Or even a paragraph. Maybe you actually can't even put it in words, because some things are just beyond language. But let me ask you this. Would I be right in saying that you only care, love, have that significance, that worth, whatever it is upon them, solely and only because of things they do for you? The answer is no, right? The reasons you care about the people in your life and those around you isn't because of just one aspect of what they are or what they do or what they say. It's a whole load of things. It's far too complex. It would be so simplistic to say that it's one thing or another thing. So if that's the case, that everyone in your life right now, everyone you care about, everyone you love, everyone you cherish, everyone you enjoy the company of, if that's the case, that the reason is so multifaceted, so complex, with so many different reasons. Then why on earth, when it comes to you, would it be different? Why would they only care about you because of the things you do for them? Why are you treating yourself different? And let's stop here. Let's just tackle this ahead. It's all about being enough, right? Whatever that enough is. Do you actually know what that is? Everyone's idea of that and that expectation is different, so do you actually know what that enough would be? Sometimes we have a tangible idea of something we really want, and other times we don't really have a clear idea of what enough is. Whether it's in your mind, whether it's not something you really understand yet, whether it's something you can't explain, the most important thing you can ask yourself is, whatever that is, that enough, would you expect that? Or put those expectations on that person? The person who means the most to you in your life. The person who is closest to you. Your siblings, your family, your friends, your partner. Would you put those expectations on them? Would you expect them to go to that level? If the answer is no, then you're pushing yourself too hard. You're putting all these expectations and ideas of what you must reach, yet you wouldn't ever impose that or even dream of doing it to those in your life. Or maybe that's not the case. You see, as we go through life, there's these things we get, ideas that we want to bring to reality, or positions in life we want to get to, or changes we want. I want you to imagine that all those things you aspire are kind of like this bubble. Yeah, it's kind of hovering above you. And throughout life, we attempt and, fail, or we succeed, yada yada. We have this idea of what we want to be, what we want to do. Maybe it's a job thing, maybe it's a body thing. One thing that can happen, we can chase after whatever's in that bubble, and we can get it. It can come into reality. We can reach that enough, or whatever that expectation or goal it is, and you don't feel any different. It's not always the case. It's just sometimes the reasoning of why we want these things isn't always sometimes ours. Or, it's unconscious. Best example I can think of is, let's say we have a girl. She wants to be a nurse. She goes to nursing college, she goes to nursing university, I don't know nursing stuff. And she becomes one. And she doesn't feel satisfied. She knew what the career was going to be like, she found it out, but she doesn't feel like it was changing anything. And she was just a stereotypical case of wanting to please others, so went down the route of what seemed like the easiest way of helping others. It's an example. I'm not saying this is everyone. Please do not watch videos and use them to diagnose yourself or try and use this for any of that. That's not what I'm saying. Just sometimes taking a step back, both with the expectations we're putting on ourselves, that an idea of enough, and those goals, and kind of inspecting or trying to see why. Obviously, it's a bit difficult. Sometimes these things aren't things we know, and but that introspection can help a lot. My second last thing I have to say is, honestly, being dead honest with you right now, the best thing you can do right now, if you genuinely feel like you're not enough, that you can never just reach this expectation, the best thing you can do is get reassurance. That sounds generic, but just hear me out. There's loads of different techniques and coping mechanisms out there. But this is where it will change. This is where it's a bit different. You can distract yourself. You can watch more YouTube videos. Click away. It's fine. It happens all the time. You can draw. You can distract yourself. You can try even, cognitive behavioral therapy techniques and change how you think about it. It doesn't address the uncertainty. When you have an uncertainty, the best thing to do to get rid of that uncertainty, not to distract it, not to analyze it, not to let it flow, to actually address it. You're not running away from it. You're not avoiding it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. But bringing ourselves back and addressing it. Now, what do I mean by that? The best example, let's say you feel like you're not enough, and for that reason no one in your life can value you. You're not important to anyone. How could you be? You barely do anything. If you genuinely feel that, the best thing you can do is go to the people in your life right now and get that reassurance. It's going to be spinning around your head otherwise. Maybe once you distract it will go away, but it will come back. And again, and again, and again. You deserve that reassurance. Everyone does. Having anyone help you get through it. Not going through it alone, but also just if the uncertainty is about people and your worth to people, the best thing you can do is ask. Obviously, there are unfortunately some cases where some cultures put all these different expectations on, and it's a whole tradition thing. And I wish I had advice for that. I don't have Asian upbringing. I have friends and I have partners from Asian backgrounds, and they all had the stereotypical Asian parenting. I would love to say I have something for that. I don't. I could probably find something, but I don't. The only thing I can say to anyone who's from that background, yourself with people, friends, a social group that shows you unconditional love. Because if someone treats you differently, the minute you don't reach a certain goal or an expectation or what's the different word of an expectation? You know what I mean? If someone treats you differently once you don't hit that, well, do they actually care about you? Would you treat a friend any different just because they didn't, get the job role they wanted? Let's say you have a friend who's an artist and they don't do too well today. Are you going to treat them badly? Are you going to treat them worse? Are you going to treat them different? Are you going to see them differently? A child comes home and doesn't have a good day at school, or doesn't get a good grade. Do they deserve to be treated differently? There's a very hard fact that even I can't sit here and tell you, nor convince you, nor lie to you, that I've accepted. And I'll mention it. Because it's a hard fact, but everyone needs to hear it. You. Yes, you. The person I don't know behind the screen. When you're at your worst, when you're at your best, when you are doing your absolute finest, when you're at the lowest mood possible, when you're being productive, when you're being lazy, when you are just chilling, when you are just living, just basic living, eating, sleeping, relaxing, and when you are out there reaching all your goals or failing to, you, at your most basic level existence, are extraordinary. And I'm not trying to tell you, oh, you're amazing at this, and this isn't some random quote on a wall, trying to be like, oh, I said something nice. Feel motivated. Feel like someone cares. Because that's the definition of, like, not parasocial, but bleh. What I mean is, you at your worst and you at your best deserve the same care, affection, compassion, and love. No matter what you might deny, bring up the freaking Uno card. But seriously, you're not going to treat anyone else in your life any different just because they fail or they succeed or whatever else that might relate to you right now. No one deserves to be treated differently just because of something like that, you know? Try not to be too hard on yourself. Try and pull back that enough. If it's genuinely something that's unrealistic for you to impose on yourself or others, maybe you need to revise it. But yeah, that's the thing that helped me. Actually helped quite a lot. Just making yourself look at how you value others and what they mean to you kind of doesn't make your self-worth issues go away. I'm not telling you it will. I'm saying when you feel this way, it can make you kind of see the flaws there are in your thinking. And being brutally honest with you, if someone in your life actually only solely cares about you because of the things you do for them, well, that says a lot, doesn't it? How is that no different than someone only caring about you because of the way you look, because of your body, because of you bring them diversity points or something at the workplace? I don't know. It says that they don't appreciate you. That's what it says the most. And that's not because of something that's wrong with you. It's not because of something you did. I want you to remember this. You don't feel like you're not enough because you don't do enough. Maybe it's because you genuinely feel these expectations that you really shouldn't. This person doesn't appreciate all the aspects of you that make up you as an individual. The way you think, the way you feel, the memories you share with them, the laughs, the intimate moments, maybe the stupid moments, maybe the God knows what the hell are we doing moments. If all they show you when you don't meet this expectation, or whatever that thing is, if when you don't reach that, all care, compassion and concern just goes out the window, and they treat you entirely differently, then honestly, maybe they're not worth your time. And if you do find yourself in a background, like some people in my life do, where the culture, the tradition, the atmosphere, where unfortunately there are people in your life who don't care for you, they only care for that one aspect of you, only because of what you do, only because of the way you think, only because of the way you look. It's not anything you've done wrong. It's not on you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing I can advise is find those who actually do. A tight-knit social circle of people who actually care about you. You at every stage. whatever stages you might go through. That care, that compassion, that's true unconditional love. And everyone deserves that. So yeah. Anyway, I hope this helped. I'm River, by the way. Hi.
Femboy, ew.
If you like this content, I am going to do a YouTube thing. If you like this content, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. I will be making more content like this soon. But yeah, I hope this helped. More like mental health, well-being, life advice stuff. Anyway, so yeah, thank you all for watching, and bye.